What's going on, everyone? NoZoupForYou here, and before we get started today, I have something that you all might like. I have a München to give away, or Munich for us American slash British slash Irish Scottish type. And when I say Scottish, I think the Scots kind of speak their own language anyways. I mean, are they really that understandable? I guess it depends what part of Scotland they're from, right? And that might go for here in the US too. There's some areas where it's like, huh, what did you say? Language is a funny thing. But yes, I have a Munich to give away. And all you have to do to get entered in the drawing is comment on this video. Anything. But when you comment, you have to do one thing, and that's leave your in-game name and region, so I know who to give it to. If you don't do that, then I re-roll and someone else gets the München slash Munich, which is actually a pretty good ship. I've really enjoyed it. So hopefully one of you all will be taking it home and enjoying it yourself. Second thing, I am starting the mailbox again. It's been a long time, and you know, this is just another chance to interact with you all. I love interacting with you all, and this is a great way to do it. So NoZoupForYou@gmail.com. Send all your burning questions my way. I will answer them, or at least choose the ones I want to answer. I can't answer them all because I just don't have the time, but I'll pick an intriguing mix. You know, you can ask me pretty much anything, warships related, you know, personal related to an extent, and I'll pick some entertaining ones to answer. So again, NoZoupForYou@gmail.com. Check it out. And again, YouTube memberships are open. Getting ready to post some behind the scenes type of stuff. So if you're interested in that, I think the link's somewhere in the description of the video or on my page or something like that. So, alright, enough of that. Enough with the pleasant stuff. Let's move on to the not so pleasant stuff. And the rank yo-yo continues. I had a miserable day. I know a lot of you have had miserable days. You know, days where nothing seems to work out for you, and before you know it, you've dropped 3 or 4 ranks because just a series of unfortunate events, to coin the Lemony Snicket phrase. But things just go bad, and rather than stopping, you keep saying, hey, the next one's going to go right. The next one's going to go good. The next one's going to be okay. And sure enough, it's not. And you've dug yourself into a hole. You're frustrated. You're angry. You're upset. And, you know, it's crazy because I was playing the gearing yesterday. I jumped up a rank with it, won 4 straight games. Had a great time in the gearing. You know, it's a great DD. Well suited for ranked gameplay, I feel. I mean, it can shoot planes down. Great torps. Decent guns. I mean, it's got it all. I think the gearing is probably one of the better destroyers to take into ranked. And especially when you're running certain modules, you get 5.6 concealment. So, you know, what's not to like about the gearing? But today, it just wasn't working. I had some success in Kremlin before losing said success with the gearing. And things just kind of flip-flopped until finally I settled on the midway. And, you know, I think my final 3 rounds, I won 1 with the midway, and I kept my star in 2 others, because it's ridiculously easy to keep your stars in aircraft carriers, especially the midway, because the midway is so very effective at taking out destroyers. And all you got to do is do some damage on 2 destroyers, a significant amount, and you've probably kept your star. You probably don't even have to do damage on any other ship, because it accounts for so much. But I digress. That is not the point of this video. The point of this video is the biggest mistake that players make in ranked gameplay. And it's not what you think. Yes, we all know about that destroyer that goes YOLOing in. Very opening minutes of the round. Just for some reason decides to suicide against the enemy team. Blasts straight through your cap, goes right onto the other, and he's sunk within 2 minutes. Yeah, that happened to me today. Just one of the things that happened to me. You know what? As annoying and as frustrating as that is not the #1 biggest error I see players making. That right there you can just chalk up to, I don't know, either stupidity or just, hey, something happened, real life, I'm setting autopilot, I'm charging straight forward. And yes, it starts the round off on a bad foot, and things kind of cascade downward, spiraling out of control. You never want to lose a DD that early. But that is not the worst thing you can do in ranked gameplay. That's not the biggest error I see players make. The biggest error I see players making is they do not have situational awareness of the map. And that is my biggest frustration with ranked, and that was my biggest issue today with all my teams. And it seemed like it just happened every single round. And what do I mean by this? And if you're someone that does this, this is not designed to slag you down. This isn't meant to, crap on you and say you're a bad player. This is to help you. This is to try and make you a better player, to understand a little more in rank and why positioning is so very important. And oddly enough, it happened mostly with battleships, and I don't know why. But being out of position, not playing the objective, and straying too far away from the objective, and yes, all those things kind of work together, is a surefire recipe to throw around. I don't care how much you're up by. If you've got 2 or 3 battleships that decide, hey, I'm going to ride the 2 or 3 line, I'm going to push straight north, I'm going to ignore the AB cap, which are nestled within each other, it's over. You're not going to win. And that happened to me today. More than once. And I think one of those rounds I was in a destroyer at the gearing, and we were doing really good. I spotted for my team. Because of that, we took out their destroyer first, and I think it was a Holland, and things just slowly unraveled, but the game was still winnable until we had 2 battleships on the 3 line going north as far around, by the way, as they possibly could. They weren't in the battle the entire round. They were completely out of the battle. They didn't have a shot on anyone the entire round. And I think they thought they could flank. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you right now. In ranked gameplay, you do not have that type of time. You do not have enough time to flank. Or at least take a massive flank. If you're a destroyer, yes. If you're in a cruiser, it depends. But most likely, yeah, you can probably do it. If you're in a battleship, though, no, you can't. Especially going the very, very long way around. So these 2 battleships were on the 3 line, flanking ever so slowly, and they got to the top of the map, and rather than turning in, because at this point the enemy had capped those 2 nice little caps that were nestled into each other, along with the other cap, rather than turning in to get in cap like they should have, which even then I don't think there was enough time for, they decided to take their effort towards shooting down a Thunderer or something else that was way out of play. Wouldn't have done anything for us had they sunk it. They needed to get on cap and they did not do it. So they did all 3 things wrong right there. They didn't play the objective. They were completely out of placement. They did not have situational awareness. And 4th, they went after ships they should not have gone after. And yes, I will add that 4th one in there right there. 4 things right there, all tied together. And it happened in another round too, except this wasn't as egregious. The players, didn't deliberately flank far around and, just not be useful. They kind of got pulled down a rabbit hole. 2 ships wound up on our side, and they just went after it. 3 of my teammates, actually, and they continued to chase. And those 2 ships broke off and went out into the nether regions of the map. The caps were uncontested by us, and that was the end of the round 2. I mean, at that point, it's too late. You do not have the time in ranked gameplay to get the flank you might want in a battleship. You just don't. You don't have time in ranked gameplay to go off chasing ships. So if a ship is going to try and lead you away, screw it. Turn back, leave them alone, and go towards the cap and assist your team. Because 9 times out of 10, there's a destroyer trying to hold the cap down, or a cruiser that's not getting the support they need because his teammates are nowhere near the cap, nowhere near where they should be. Ranked is best when you stay together. You don't go chasing ships out in the middle of nowhere. That is a surefire recipe for loss. And that is what I'm seeing the most right now. And it is just absolutely frustrating. Because as soon as it starts to happen, I know within the first couple minutes of a round whether or not my team's going to win. It's disgusting, I know. I hate being able to do that. But that's the point I'm at right now. I can tell you within 2 minutes if we're going to win. And I would say I'm probably right 8 or 9 times out of 10. And it's all because of those 4 things that I mentioned. Players not having situational awareness, doing silly things like flanking way out of the battle zone, players going down that rabbit hole, going after ships that they shouldn't be going after, not playing the objective, and it befuddles my mind. So if you're watching this video and you're a newer player, just think about it and, you know, see if this is you. Watch your most recent game or something like that, I don't know. But if this is you, just play a little closer to the objective. Don't stray out there. Don't go after ships that are purposely leading you away. Support your team, stick together, and you'll have a better chance of winning. And it will save me a lot of gray hair, please. So, anyhow, again, chance to win the Munich. All you gotta do is leave a comment on this video. As always, thank you guys and gals. Love you all very much. Have a wonderful rest of your week, month, year, which is gradually winding down. I'll catch you all later. Zoop out.